Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We are live on a wonderful Wednesday night. And you know what that means. That means we got a little bit of AEW Dynamite. Big business tonight. And what is big business? Well, the Wrestling for Life's a little big business. We were going to find out what is on tap tonight from TK and AEW. It's going to be a fun one. So make sure you get in that chat, say hello, hit like, hit share, hit subscribe. Be a part of the family. It's going to be a fun show, folks. We got so much to get into, so much to talk about in this wrestling world. So strap in, strap on, grab your snacks, grab your feel good, and let's go. Ding, ding, ding. We are live and back at it again, folks. Like I said, we are the Wrestling for Life Network. This is another live stream, and we have AEW Dynamite tonight. Big business, one of the most anticipated weekly shows in a while. They've hyped it up. They've built it up. They've gotten us ready for it. We got about 15 minutes, just under 15 minutes before we go live with Dynamite. But, folks, thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us. Wish everyone out there is having a happy, healthy, and safe week. Not to mention, we got Hump Day in the books. We're going to cap it off with a little bit of wrestling fun tonight. It's going to be a fun one. I see this chat loading up already, so get in there. Say hello. Let me know what's on your wrestling mind. I got you for the next couple hours. And I will remind you, I am Mr. Every Night, KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube. And I am the face that runs the place. It is nice to be back with everybody here on a Wednesday. Going to be a good one. We're here all week long. Back at it tomorrow for TNA. Friday, we got the doubleheader. Saturday, we got some fun stuff going on, and it's a busy week on the road to WrestleMania. But I guess AEW is on the road to Dynasty as well. Lots to talk about tonight. What's going to happen? Is Sasha Banks in the building? Is it Boston in Boston? You know, is that what we're going to get? What will happen when the doors open and the show kicks off tonight? Lots of anticipation. We got Jay White taking on Darby as well. We got some other things going on all night long. So, folks, what are you thinking about? What is on your mind? How are you all feeling out there today? I hope you guys are having a fun one. But, yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Big announcement coming out of WWE as well. More Hall of Fame announcements, more rumors, more news, more intrigue. But they are definitely doing their thing. But we are going to focus as much as we can on AEW. Look, there you go. Casey getting in there. Boston. So we will see. We will see. Again, will they do it justice? Will they hit the mark? Will they do it right? Will they be able to deliver a show that matches the hype? Tony Khan has gone on the record saying that this is going to be a big one. Is he going to be able to deliver? We will find out. Like I said, Darby's going to be taking on Jay White. Willow is going to be taking on Riho. We'll see how that goes. It's been the ongoing saga. Riho beat Statlander already, so we'll see. Samoa Joe versus Wardlow for the AEW World title tonight. I think Joe's the heavy favorite. Could we get a surprise? Could we finally get Wardlow at the top of the mountain? That'd be kind of out of left field. I don't think a lot of people are anticipating that. But what other tricks does Tony have up his sleeve? What else are you guys anticipating tonight? I saw somebody in the chat mention, yes, Ospreay is not scheduled to be in anything tonight. He might appear. We don't know. I don't know what the rumors are. But a show of this magnitude, you think you would see Okada. You think you'd see Ospreay. You know, big business. We expect Tony to go big and deliver. So we'll wait and see. Lots to get into. Going to be a very intriguing one. I believe this is the last time we are going to see Darby Allin for quite a while. After this, at the end of the month, he is scheduled to be climbing Mount Everest. So that's a whole different battle unto itself, folks. And we will see. I'm going to say hello to the early birds in the chat already. 48KKs asking if we stream the show. We cannot stream the show. That is copyright infringement. Not allowed to do so. But we will keep you live and up to date on all the action all night long. let you know all the ways that the stories are playing out, and we'll talk about it. Now, a lot of people coming off last week thought Dynamite was an improved show. They enjoyed it. I enjoyed it for the most part. Some wonky stuff in there, but I mean, again, baby steps. We'll see if we can get, to a place where the show is a little cleaner overall from start to finish. Can they deliver a type of show that people want to tune into and stay tuned into? Because that seems to be the ongoing battle for Dynamite, is even if they have a good number at the beginning, it never really seems to hold out till the end. That's internally something that Tony Khan's got to work on. I know he's brought in, Jennifer Pepper Potts, whatever we want to call her, to help. I know he's got other people around him. QT's back in the mix. Can we get better storylines, better angles, better vibe, better feel, and keep your audience engaged the whole show? Not just select moments. Like, this will be a very interesting one rating-wise. Like, does everyone just kind of peek in, see if Sasha opens the show? Nope, she's not here yet. See if she is in the middle of the show. Nope, she's not here yet. Come back at the end. Oh, we got her. We'll find. I see you, Boston. Big Nick reminding everybody, big shout out to Big Nick and Anthony. They will be back here tomorrow for Impact. Nick reminding everybody, join us on Discord if you want to chat with us about a multitude of things away from the channel. That's the place to do it. Looking forward to Samoa Joseph versus War Daddy. Do we see a return of our scumbag? It'd be a big surprise, a huge pop, a huge moment. But as far as I know, nobody's even talking about MJF. So, to AEW's credit, if they could actually pull it off and make this a big one, I'm all for it. I don't know what the status of MJF is. There's talks about his contract being in limbo, his health being in limbo. Where is he at? Now, original reports where we were not expecting to see MJF back in the building until late in the year, in the fall. So, I don't know. Could MJF show up? Sure. I think it'd surprise everybody. Joe taking on Wardlow. Interesting. I still struggle a little bit with how all this played out, and I still think Wardlow got positioned as the bully, the big guy, the muscle for the Undisputed Kingdom. And then ever since they put him in the Undisputed Kingdom, he's kind of stood out alone as a singles. It's kind of an interesting dynamic with Wardlow. You would expect kind of the higher guys on the depth chart. I know Cole's in a wheelchair. Roddy just won a title. It's interesting. But nonetheless, I like Wardlow. He's had a lot of stops and starts. So I'm really anticipating something fun tonight. I think it's a good match. It's a Haas match. I'm looking forward to it as well. Good to see you, C-Money. Damien, obviously looking forward to Mercedes Moné. And I think the question for everybody who's listening right now, my question to the chat out there, is Sasha Banks signing the biggest signing of AEW's short history? Will it move the needle? Will it pay off? We're making, we booked the Boston Garden. We tried to sell as many tickets as we possibly could. We tried to hype this show up. Some stuff we actually, kind of held off. Maybe Sasha could have been at Revolution to build to this show. Will this work? We all know it's not a secret. It's not even meant to be a secret. All the hints are there. Will this pay off for Tony Khan long term? Good to see you, Dro. Mercedes Moné debut is going to save the show. We'll hope. We'll see for sure. Hearing that Bayley and Naomi are in Boston to support Mercedes Moné, hopefully at WrestleMania, TK lets Mercedes do the same and support Bayley and Naomi. I have not heard that, Christopher. Welcome back. But yeah, I mean, again, it's always interesting when wrestlers show up on other people's show and then instantly the internet runs wild. Oh, Bayley's going to go to AEW. Oh, but I mean, Sasha, I think something that happened recently might have been a strategic play. Sasha publicly stated she will go back to the WWE one day. She has unfinished business with the WWE. But part of me wonders, does Sasha come in as a heel? Yeah, she gets the big pop, but turns. We kind of saw Soraya come in and try and be a babyface and sell up all her accomplishments, and the AEW fan base turned on her. If Sasha comes in already stating, yeah, I just showed up here. I don't really care. I'll be back in the big show one day. But could you lean into it? Would the crowd turn on it? Would she be able? I think the best Sasha is the heel Sasha. Babyface Sasha doesn't really get over with me, but we will see. I'm just curious what y'all think. If they are smart, they will save Mercedes until the end of the show. That way you won't lose viewers because if you have them there. Yeah, I would give her what I call the milk bag treatment. Sounds terrible when you're talking about a lady. But yeah, you put the milk at the back of the store, right? So if I was booking this, if you open with Sasha and it's just like, hi, I'm here. I can't wait. I'm going to run this women's division. Bye. Enjoy the rest of Dynamite. It really could kill your number. I would put her at the back of the store. I would make everybody wait for that moment. And I would tease it all night long. I would talk about it all night long. You have a women's match scheduled. I'd actually put in another women's match. If I was Tony, I would be doing what I could tonight to highlight the women's division. We see a lot of that on NXT. We've seen a lot of it in WWE programming. The women's division is getting a lot of love. Tony's got to find a way, because if Mercedes Moné is going to be relevant, is going to be a needle mover, she needs a division. She needs rivals. She needs people that are going to push her to make people tune in to watch her. Richard Martinez, good to see. That's for Christopher Chambers. What's up? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Boston, as always, good to see you, my friend. Is Ospreay really not on tonight? This is an overhyped show and an overrated wrestler for an overrated wrestler. Now, some people will have that opinion, and I know Nick and I have talked about this a lot. I think that Sasha's good. I think she's had a solid career. I always felt like she thought she was a bigger star than she really is. People made a very big deal about Saraya going to AEW, about Adam Copeland going to AEW, about a lot of people going to AEW. And again, this will be a very big test. I believe there's two reasons. I saw somebody put it out on TikTok today or yesterday. Why is WWE missing out on some of these signees? Ospreay came out and publicly said two things, and those are the two things that stand clear. Better schedule, more money. And that's what Tony Khan offers. You have the freedom to do whatever the fuck you want. You can go anywhere you want. You can work with any company other than, a select couple. But you can do all your dates that you feel. You can do all your indie dates if you want. But I'm going to pay you more. We already talked about Okada getting $4.5 million a year. What did Sasha get? What did Ospreay get? We know Jericho's making like 5-6. I know Moxley's making 5-6. That's not money that they would get from WWE. No offense to them. It's just not. And at the end of the day, is she overrated? This is the risk she took. She took bigger money, bigger bank. She wanted to prove that she's big business. The ball is in her court now. She has to put up and show up. If she ends up on the shelf, it's going to be a problem for her. If she can't carry the division, it's going to be a problem for her. If she's poorly booked, it is going to be a problem for her. However, in the vein of optimism, let's hope that she can pull it off. She helps this company. She helps this division. She makes it stronger. Then when she does decide to go back to WWE, she can do the Cody Rhodes. She's worth more. She can keep her name. She's in a better negotiating standpoint. We recently saw Naomi go back. She, as good as she's been, she still went back to being Naomi. The negotiation was the negotiation. The WWE just happens to be in a position of power, but Tony pays more money and gives you less dates. We will see if this is an overhyped show, because it is about to start, I do believe. I got about a couple minutes left here. So I'm going to rapid fire through some hellos before I get the start of the show, and then I'll work back and read some of these questions. Remember, folks, we have the super chat and super stickers, and we have the membership. If you want to guarantee that I click on your message, make sure you use the super chat and super sticker. We try our best. It's a busy chat. It's getting busier by the day. So make sure you get in that chat. Say hello. Let us know what's on your mind. But if you feel like I'm not clicking on you, click that super chat. Get seen. Get noticed. But without further ado, where the hell was I? What's up, James? I see Larry, Mac, Eric. There's Boston in the house. Richard, EQ, Casey J back with us. Pal, how are you doing? How you doing? Rapunzel, if you will. Mike, Robert, a good old AEW diehard. Chris, good to see you. Good to see Mega's back with us. Damien, of course. Mega. Sophie, good to see you. Matthew Childs, welcome. Mike, need the Jungle Man back. Well, the Jungle Man's doing his goat gimmick in Japan, so we'll see what happens there. Dale, good to see you. Brother Fluff Salisbury, always a pleasure. Kyle, I see you too. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Zero Blitz might be a new name, but thank you for being here. CM Punk 2.0. Will it pay off? Now, we know the Punk thing went to shit. What will happen with Sasha Banks? As I do believe I am getting the start of AEW Dynamite. So, folks, we are going live right now from Boston. What will happen tonight? Like I said, get in that chat. Let me know. Don't be shy. Don't be quiet. It's going to be a fun one. But Chris, good to see you. James, I see you too. Kyle, what's up? What's up? What's up? Boss time. We got Renee in the back already. Pause. Robert, gotcha. Nick Bray, Dandy D, welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, we got our Mercedes, the Maybach. Money. Are we kicking it right off? Oh, they pulled away. They pulled away as the Maybach is in the building. Bash 8, good to see I got Brother Fluff, TJ Hook. Scott, always a pleasure, my friend. Much appreciated for you to see you around. Easy Bake. Theater of the Absurds with us. My man, Big Nick, can Tony not blow his milk bag and start the show with her so we don't have to sit 2 hours of Twitter discourse? Well, they teased it right out of the gate. The Mercedes pulls up. Renee's there, but then yank. They pull away. So they're teasing. That is better TV, though. I have to give them credit. If Sasha would have stepped out in that moment, you could have killed your show. Oh, by the way, Jericho and Hooker teaming up tonight. I will say this out loud, and I've said it, and I will continue to say it week after week after week. Stop booking Chris Jericho. We don't want him. Besides Sasha's appearance, the card for tonight is solid, but not great. I agree, Richard. We're looking good. We're looking good, but we'll see. Just a teaser. Brandon giving Nick some love. Good to see you, Brandon. Dun, 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 dun. What am I watching? The CEO, they're kicking off the show. Let's go. CEO. That's a little rah-rah entrance here. But Mercedes Moné is in the building. And it's official. So much to Nick's happiness, we can stop the discourse. We knew it was coming. They didn't waste any time. Here it is. But there you go. Looking good. Looking good. I thought they were going to tease it. You keep it going throughout the show. We'll tease it a little. We'll tease it a little. And we'll save what the boss has to bring to the table, till the end. But yeah, she got a new song, CEO. CEO. It's not the one we got used to when she was on the Indies and in Japan. Money. Right off the bat, says Real. I knew he was going to be happy. Boss time indeed. Yeah, I'm a little. I'm intrigued. Because if this was your big moment, if this was what this show was built around, you just gave it to us. Now we're going to work backwards, aren't we? Am I crazy? A little too much too soon? I don't know. I'm not going to criticize. Like I said, very happy. Good energy in the building. Decent sized crowd. I think there's somewhere around maybe 8,000. Did they make it to 8,000? 7,500. I don't know. They already botched Monet. People are so quickly. But CEO is the chant in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, if you were just tuning in, formerly Sasha Banks, now Mercedes Moné, the CEO is in the building. So we'll see. We'll see how this pans out overall for the show. Did they start on a high note and they drop down to a low note? I think she has AEW CEO written in her head or in her hair. Extremely uneventful. Well, a big star just showed up. And this is, to me, one of the first athletes that are still in her prime. She looks a little emotional. Like, CM Punk was past his prime. Adam Copeland past his prime. Soraya barely made it past her prime. Monet is still a woman, no matter what company she went to, can perform. Huge CEO chance in Boston, though. Mercedes looks great as always. Mercedes debuts in the first quarter to get that Big Bang Theory bump. So now that she can say she debuted some big numbers. We'll see. The crowd is loud. Ladies and gentlemen. Sasha is AEW. But yeah, that's definitely part. I mean, again, we'll see how this all pans out. Now, if you do have a big number right now, if there is 1 million people watching your show because Sasha Banks is on it, you as the booker have to maintain that. You as the booker have to deliver entertainment past the pop. The pop is good. We like the pop. We like the moment. But do you have more in the arsenal? We'll see. Time will tell. Sasha saying, thank you. CEO is a dumb name. Why can't they do their own thing and stop piggybanking off WWE? You know what, Knoxville? I get where you're going. I'm going to say in this moment, it's kind of her thing. She thinks she's a CEO. She kind of has that aura about her. Is it just me, or does the mic sound like she's not coming through the TV? We're just getting the arena mic sound. Am I wrong? Is it just my TV? Does the mic sound a little wonky? Am I crazy? Nah. Alexis, that's the question, right? Tony Khan is like a virgin. He pops, but can he maintain? And that's the thing. He pops off quick. Sasha's from the Boston, her home. Yes, she is, 100%. That's why this was all set up. That's why it has to pay off. I would almost be tempted for Tony Khan to have somebody interrupt this and say, I want to fight you tonight, and put Sasha in the main event tonight. Mercedes versus Britt Baker, yeah, definitely a possibility, but Britt is so irrelevant right now. Her coming out tonight and challenging Sasha does not play well for me. Why is she so emotional? It's only AEW. Imagine you had, look, I get excited when 90 people show up and listen to what I have to say. She's got thousands of people paying attention right now. So I get why she's a little teary-eyed, and it's more than just the company. It's the moment. She's center stage, and the fans are there for her. So give her flowers. Smoke and mirrors, a little bit. The audio does kind of suck. Yeah, they weren't running the audio well. That's a terrible, you don't want that. I don't want to be picky, but you kind of want to nail this. I woke up happy to see AEW tonight. One, excellent. She's going to do nothing for the company. We're going to find out. Like I said, the lady, she's been accused by many, including myself, of having a grandiose ego. This will be the test. Can she deliver? Can she move the needle? Can she help the women's division? Can she help the company? Going back to her WWE days, first woman to main event a pay-per-view in this building. Remember when I wasn't Mercedes? I'm not excited for Scott not having it. I give her the milk bag. The milk bag. All right, that's enough out of you. Willow will lose to Riho, then State, and Willow will attack Riho, and then Sasha comes out to help. If Sasha helps Riho tonight, I'm going to be extremely disappointed. Just going to throw that out there. I think the audio needs, like, when the crowd gets loud, it drowns her out because she's coming through the arena audio. She's finally all elite. Finally, we can stop rumors. No more speculation. It's done. Cole's happy. Let's go. Oh, joy. Do you think Benjamin will show up too? I like the idea of Shelton Benjamin. I think Shelton Benjamin actually can help. Another veteran guy that knows how to go, still has some gas in the tank, a great wrestler. I think he would fit better in TNA, to be honest. But if you use Benjamin right, he can help. My fear is Benjamin just gets lost in the shuffle in Tony's booking. All right, so she can't wait to tear it up. If anyone's not seeing this, the internet going to be fired tonight with all the Mercedes is a game changer tweets. Again, very funny, and I like it. I like when the business is buzzing. I like when the internet is buzzing, bad, good, or indifferent. If people are buzzing about the wrestling, I'm thrilled because then we're all excited. Yawn, interesting. Again, I don't think Sasha Banks is the best babyface promo. I don't think that's her strength. I think she's a better heel, but she's, given a, playing to the crowd. I'm not completely torn or, completely falling asleep on it. When I was a little girl watching Eddie Guerrero, what are they chanting right now? The gun stuck to the bottom of my shoe has more meaning to me. I think, the gum. I think I said gun. AEW will now milk Boston dry like they milk Chicago. We'll see. Off goes the robe. Okay. How are we feeling about the song? CEO. I feel like Spirit Squad. CEO. The promo needs knee pad. I honestly think that if you were going to bring her out in this fashion, why not have somebody come out and say, I want you tonight? And then, I don't know. I'm a little surprised because now what do you do? Where do we go from here tonight? As Mercedes makes her exit, I just yawned. They're chanting CEO. Thought so. Thank you. They love me. They really love me. I don't know. How do you feel? We open the show with Monday. Now she's going up the ramp backwards. I want someone to jump her. I do. I just want somebody to sully this moment. So that's where Gunther's old theme went. And that's it, folks. So officially out of the first segment, Mercedes Moné is all elite. What do you think about that? How do you feel? Daniel saying 6 out of 10. Just for that segment, 6 out of 10. Her getting naked at the end really saved that promo. I want to fight you, but it definitely didn't hurt. As Renee's with Joe in the back. Oh, just like a CEO to take off all her clothes at the end of the meeting. Well, I guess that depends on the company. Howard, good to meet you. How you doing? I think Sasha / Mercedes might have spoiled her AEW debut by spilling her guts about eventually making it to her ultimate goal back to the WWE. I'd like to think that she can at least act like she's completely loyal to AEW in the meantime. Shut up, essentially. Be thankful to Tony Khan and welcome the AEW Sasha. Yeah, I wondered, and clearly based on the initial promo, I was inaccurate in my wondering, but I wondered if she was going to kind of dig into that. like, and kind of elicit some negative response. Now, tonight she's in Boston. She got a very homecoming, home welcome from the crowd. I'm really interested to see what happens here. Again, if that's all the Sasha we're getting tonight, it feels like we could have done it in any other building in the world. Yeah, she got a big pop in Boston. But again, if Tony continues to sell shows and pay-per-views on the sizzle and not the steak, oh, wait a minute. We got story time with Adam Cole. Once there was a man, a warrior. 5 out of 10. Okay, giving her 50. Wow. It was decent, good for the good on the mic for her, but I expected a little more. Yeah, it feels a little bit like I wanted more. I got what I came for, but I wanted a little bit more. Any good stream website to watch AEW? Yeah, you're gonna have to Google it, my guy. I'm watching it in good old Canadian sports TV. So, yeah, you got to check it out. 10 out of 10 for Mercedes. Damien. I get it. You're a fan, but I don't know. I feel like that's it. Am I wrong? And people are going to say, well, you can't give away Mercedes first match. Why not? You built this whole show around her. Why not have Serena Deeb walk out and say, I don't care that you're here? Or jump her going up the ramp and get her in the main event and have a reason for everybody to stay. I don't know. That theme is horrendous the more it goes on. I'm not loving the theme. I'm not lying. I'm not being picky. I know people are going to, just AEW can't do anything. I don't love the theme. However, I do love Samoa Joe, and he's on the way to the ring. Ladies and gentlemen, I see over 100 people hanging out with us tonight. Make sure you hit like. Make sure you hit subscribe. If you want to make sure I read your message, click the super chat and the super stickers. Stand out amongst the crowd. But I'm barbecue and steak. Hey, where's my invite, Mike? Let's go. Big start to the show. We're definitely now. I have to reserve my judgment because I don't know what Tony Khan has up his sleeve. But if it's just a typical Dynamite outside of that moment, you sold the sizzle, you didn't give the steak. And that's my opinion on it. As I punch my mic for no reason. I thought a low blow was coming. The lady low blows are popular nowadays, apparently. Lady B, good to see you. Dave, good to see you as well. Pumped about CEO. But yeah, get in that chat. How did you feel? Samoa Joe for the win. So we go from Mercedes Moné to your world title match. Anyone else? Like, where do we go from here? They're starting out the show with a bang. Don't get me wrong. But where do we go from here? I thought this would be the main event tonight. The opening match. Joe versus Wardlow. Get your predictions in. If you are new here, we take a prediction out. We take a prediction for every match, and we take a rating out of 10 at the end of the night. So stick around to the very end. We love knowing what the fans feel about each and every show that we cover. And we're here all week long, every week. We watch more live wrestling than anybody out there. And we appreciate you for being a part of this Wednesday night. Joe for the win. Main event is Cena. Let's go. We can't see him. I'm done. It's been turned off for real. This company has no idea what it's doing. Why? Listen, Boston, I get it. Fine. You feel that way? Fine. I would at least watch Wardlow versus Joe. Come on. You can't turn Joe off. Joe for the win. I would have saved Mercedes for the end of the show. I would have too. Again, I don't fully know what is happening as Wardlow rips up a Joe is going to kill you sign. I think that's a TikToker that just had his sign ripped. Wait, does that mean Justin Roberts is heading to TNA Wrestling? Yeah, no Justin Roberts. I think someone else pointed that out. Yeah, no, I'm very curious. I mean, how do you guys feel? The two biggest things on that we presumed that we were getting tonight have already happened or are ones in the process of happening. Where do the numbers go from this moment on? Wardlow says Keith. Got Joe for the win. Always Joe. Joe for the win. The prediction belt should be on the line tonight. Mega. Maybe next time. Maybe next time. But we got pay-per-views coming up, so stay tuned for that if you would like to be the Wrestling for Life predictions champion. So with Mercedes saying Riho and Willow is the main event, does she attack Willow at the end? God, I hope not. This is the mistake Tony's made in the past. You bring in a big name and then you put them with less than big competition. You have to go big here. She has to go after Tony. She has to go after, I could make a case for Britt, though Britt's been invisible and irrelevant for a long time. So Britt just showing up. That would be a big surprise. But I don't want Sasha Banks versus Riho. I don't. I'm sorry. And if anybody thinks that Sasha Banks versus Riho is somehow equivalent to Sasha versus Bayley or Sasha versus Trinity, Naomi, Sasha versus Belair, it's not the same. It's not the same. Joe for the win. Too early in the show for a world title change. Yeah, you're not going to come out second and have Joe drop the belt right now. You imagine there's going to be an angle here, and that's why this is happening. For me as a fan of wrestling, watching right now, I don't like the fact that I'm sitting here guessing about the rest of the show. And maybe I should be. Maybe I'm being too demanding. But I still want to know why we're supposed to stick around. We've seen other companies, one in particular, you got to thread your main shit. You had the car pull up, and then you pulled away. Good job. I thought that was great. I thought that was money. I thought that was a really good thing to do. And then maybe throughout the night, you tease it. You talk about it. And you bring her out later. Wardlow! Whisper in the wind from Wardlow! Boston is just a hater of AEW. Yeah, apparently. Fine, I'll watch Wardlow versus Joe. I don't think Boston is a hater. I think Boston is very similar to me in the sense that I find a lot of flaws in AEW, but I really want to like it. And I think that's where my frustration comes from, is I really want to root for you guys and just can't help but shoot yourself in the foot. I hope Tony Khan isn't doing what he did last year, where the women's main event a lot, but it's still only one match per show, and the women's match is only 10 minutes and suck. Tony Khan was criticized for not booking the women's division better. And if anybody thinks that the AEW women's division is being booked better than any company out there, they're really incorrect. I'm not saying they don't have a good women's roster. Their women's division is not booked well. There's nothing compelling. There's nothing strong. There's no great rivals. It's very lackluster. When Tony was publicly criticized, he put the women in the main event for 3 weeks in a row, but no story, no build, no angle, no reason to give a fuck. Just a random ladies match that, didn't keep the audience. And then Tony says, well, I booked the women, but nobody paid attention. You didn't give us a reason to pay attention. So, yes, I hope that is not the case. If Riho and Willow are the main event and somehow Sasha Banks is involved, I think that's a fail. Even if it's something like Sasha comes out to help Riho and Britt shows up, maybe. But I don't know, guys. I really don't know yet. We'll wait and see. We'll take the ride with Tony. I am in picture, by the way, for anybody who's curious. Wardlow in control of Joe. Mark Wahlberg from Boston. Yeah. Cry. Joe for the win. Mercedes should have gone on last. Keep people tuned in. Matthew, I'm with you. I agree. And again, for anybody out there, you guys all remember the second coming. You all remember when CM Punk made his initial return, and it was such a big deal that the minute the cameras came on, the crowd was losing their mind. CM Punk. And then that segment went 40 minutes. The crowd was on their feet. There was people crying. This didn't feel like that. So, again, if you built this entire show, that you booked the building in Boston for this moment, the moment's come and gone. Now we're back to regular business, regularly scheduled programming. Is that good enough? Will you still give this show an A+ if That's all we got. If Wardlow loses, then another opportunity failed for Goldberg ripoff. Wardlow's going to lose, and then I don't know what the fuck you do with Goldberg after this. Wardlow. Thanks, bud. I don't know where you go. I really don't. That's why I was surprised that they kind of forced, like, Wardlow was going to be the heavy for the Undisputed Kingdom. The Undisputed Kingdom haven't done much, mostly because Adam Cole's out. But you had an opportunity to just kind of let him build his stock back up. Now he's at the top of the mountain. If he gets knocked back down to the bottom, who cares? Big shoulder block by Wardlow, though. I think Wardlow winning would be good. Give him a run, and the MGF can chase him in return. I don't necessarily agree with that. My dilemma here right now is you still have a very hungry, eager Swerve. We cannot forget about Swerve Strickland in this story. If you give the belt to Wardlow, now Strickland's got to start from scratch. There's a history with Joe and Swerve, and I still think the fans deserve that match. The fans deserve Joe versus Strickland straight up one-on-one. And I think Swerve deserves his moment. No offense to Wardlow, I just feel like Swerve's a bit better suited to carry the company right now. Darby versus Jay White, match of the night, potentially could be. It's going to be a very interesting match, and I fully expect, I'm wondering if we get purposely Darby written off TV tonight, excuse me. Monet is good to start the show. You got to hook them and keep them. Can you hook them and keep them becomes the question, is the challenge of the booker. TK is trying to keep people, keep those ratings beyond 830 mark. Well, we'll find out. Huge power slam. She should have come out to help someone, then her promo. I don't know about that. Sometimes too much moving parts. The only thing I think, if you were going to do something like that, Larry, I would have had someone interrupt her. Get right into it. Why should we be excited? Them dudes was really talking shit to Wardlow, right? They brought signs. Wardlow having none of it. Oh, Wardlow went down. Said ow out loud. Wardlow grabbing his knee. Samoa for the win. Joe is clearly retaining 100%. Wardlow going to cheat. I gouge. Tony's like, the ratings will die after 8:45, but all the important things are on now. Again, I think when people talk about the ratings, I don't love talking about the ratings, but when you talk about the ratings, compare AEW's ratings to, and I know, the other company's been around forever. I don't give a fuck. Fans of wrestling exist out there. So when I look at a potentially 3 to 4 million potential wrestling fans that could tune into your TV show, they're there. Go get them. But in addition to that, when you see other shows maintain their audience or increase their audience as the night goes on, it's never good. That if your audience continues to decrease as the night moves on, that's a problem. That's a dilemma. That's something that needs addressed. Big power bomb for Wardlow on Joe. By the way, Wardlow was faking a knee injury. Joe for the win, and Swerve shows up after. Kind of feel that. So I'm retaining the predictions champion like Samoa and Joseph. There you go. Robert feeling the CEO. Mercedes Monet versus Willow Nightingale at AEW Dynasty because Will and Gail attacked Mercedes Monet when they were there in New Japan. Now, keep in mind, Willow had to win that title because Mercedes got hurt. There is history there. But if you're trying to move the needle, as Joe just choking Wardlow, and if he chokes Wardlow out, fuck. No, he's going to have a pass-out spot. Here we go. So we got a big, meaty bitch. Poor Wardlow. Bye-bye. People worry about people like Naomi being buried. What do you do with Wardlow? Good match, though. I just want the company I love to be back. This is just not it. This is terrible booking, and no other company would be doing things ass backwards like this. Yeah, I think that's what people forget, right? Like when I started doing streaming, I was the biggest advocate. Oh, here's Swerve, as predicted, trying to get through security. I was the biggest AEW fan. I started doing streaming because of AEW. And I felt too many people were shitting on something that was hot and fiery and ready to go and different and edgy. But Swerve in the ring, Joe rolls out, having none of it. I feel like Mercedes is going to feud with Willow. I really hope not. And that's what I was saying earlier. Sorry, I interrupted. No offense to Willow. That is not a marquee matchup. That is not big ticket sales. Nobody across the country is like, fuck, I got to go see Mercedes Willow. Nobody. And I don't think I'm wrong. As Joe just randomly kicks the security guard off the... I mean, Mercedes did get injured against Willow. Yeah, I mean, so there is history. But in all due respect, right now, I think you got to hit that iron when it's hot. You got to strike quick. You can't slack. You can't, we've seen it before. We even saw it with Punk, and I didn't like it. But earlier today, Marv, and here are the new elite. The crowd is fucking loud, by the way. Like there's something not quite working with the miking. So the Bucks doing talking for Okada. I'm okay with that. Who's the signee for the next week? Benjamin. Yeah, a lot of people talking about Benjamin. And again, like Ospreay said, more money, less dates. That sounds wicked to a lot of people. Right? If I told you could do your job that you're doing right now for more money and less dates, we're all signing up, right? Becky versus Nia is not a big ticket sales either yet. That other company, I would. Yeah, come on. Let's be real. Becky alone is something. Nia, who Nia is to this company, is something. There is miles of more value to Becky versus Nia, especially with the history they have and how they've been writing it. Way better, way bigger than Mercedes versus Willow. Sorry, it's not even in the same league. It's not even close. No matter how much you hope and wish for it, it's not the same thing. Whose birthday was it? I talked over it. Shit. Well, the Bucks were there with Okada. We get a happy birthday song. Willow is low card. She's a Ring of Honor talent. She's been booked with the Ring of Honor GM. She has been highlighted in Ring of Honor more than anything else. And yeah, she's had this weird thing going on with Stat that hasn't been great. So, Good night, Wardlow, says John. Welcome. And we are in a commercial break, folks. I will say welcome to everybody out there. Thank you for joining us. Mercedes versus Willow is boring. I completely agree. If Wardlow don't take his ass to WWE, I'm going to lose all respect for him. I think Wardlow is in a lineup of people like Ricky Starks, maybe Big Bill, Wardlow, Malachi Black, Murphy. Imagine if the WWE could get Brody King. What could they do with Brody King? Even if they got the faction. Think about it. I mean, these are all gentlemen, and I'm sure there's some ladies that are just lined up at the door waiting to get their shot to get out. Because again, more money, less dates, better opportunity, better booking. That's your balance. Do you want to be on a bigger stage with a better story? Or do you want to be on a smaller stage with more money? Again, it depends where you're at with your career and your life. Cut off the birthday celebration. Oh, yanked again. Willow versus F and Riho is the main event. It can't be. Now, did somebody confirm that? Has that been confirmed? You have all these people in Boston tonight. You have additional eyes because of Mercedes Moné. And people are going to say, well, what if Mercedes is involved in the main event? I don't want Mercedes involved in these people, with these people at all. Am I wrong? Are you guys jazzed at the idea Riho versus fucking Mercedes Moné at Dynasty, or Mercedes versus Willow at Dynasty? Is anybody jazzed about that idea? I know Rio tried to defend it, but is anybody out there, even if you're the truest of AEW fans, is there nothing better for this big superstar you brought in? I'm here for your beard. There you go. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Julian, good to see you. Has Wardlow ever had a live promo on Dynamite before? Recently. The last couple weeks. Not many, but recently he's been on this little like, I'm going to win and I'm going to take over and da-da-da-da-da. And I said the issue with Wardlow is if you push him this way and he fails, what now? He just got choked out. As we're getting the elite. So we had the CEO, now we got the EVP. I hope that AEW can start filling venues as much as before. I live in Los Angeles, and I've seen the Kia Forum packed on a few events. I hate seeing snapshots of haters showing low turnouts. I hate it too. Howard, I'm with you. I've seen a lot. I mean, I remember, again, when this company kicked off and it was buzzing and it was, again, young, hip, new, exciting. They were filling buildings everywhere. And even, I know we went through the pandemic. They did a much better job producing shows through the pandemic than the WWE did. They used their own talent. It created excitement. WWE kind of had to copy that a little bit with NXT. But at the end of the day, these low crowds, you got to ask yourself why. If Tony, imagine Dana White, the next 6 UFC pay-per-views don't sell out, or the arenas are half empty. Could you imagine Dana White getting to the podium and saying, everything's great, we're putting on the best fights ever, we're doing everything we can, we are killing it, yet your audience is dying? It doesn't work. You have to, Tony Khan has to be realistic. And I know it's Tony, so maybe we're just, selling a pipe dream here. But here comes the Rainmaker. Crowd's loud, but I love the energy. I love when the arenas are packed. I hate when it's a small show and they got to dim the lights. And again, I would like to see both companies packing buildings. I would like to see the ratings on all the shows go up. More interest in wrestling is great for all of us, content creators included. The better business is going, the better we all do. And I want to see AEW figure their shit out. My concern becomes nights like tonight. Big business, Boston Garden, blah, 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 blah. And then right out of the gate, you bust your nut, and then we got to lay and cuddle for the next 2 hours. Tell me when I'm telling lies. Willow versus Mercedes will be a good match, but the problem is Willow hasn't been booked well at all. Again, if you know you're bringing in Mercedes, you got to build up your talent. Same thing we're doing here with like the Undisputed Kingdom. I get it. Cole's hurt. MJF's hurt. But if you know MJF is coming back, you should be doing everything you can to make the Undisputed Kingdom dominate your shows. They should be running amok. They should be fucking up matches. They should be causing problems. They should be getting involved in everything they can get involved with. So by the time MJF is ready to return, we need a hero. And there's the man in the scarf to do it. That's what you're supposed to do. You can't just sit and freeze everything and then, MJF's back, Adam Cole's back, get in the ring, go. You are failing to book. You are failing to tell stories. But here comes Penta. I'm here for your beard. Got that one. Gratuitous to go twice. All that tough talk then gets choked out. Yeah. Wardlow is officially a joke. There's nothing you could do with Wardlow. I don't believe him. I don't believe in him. He's younger, bigger, stronger, faster. Technically, on paper, Wardlow is better than Joe in every way. But he just got choked out. Choked the fuck out. And somewhere along the lines, they got it in their head that being choked out doesn't, a tap out's bad, but a pass out is okay. I would argue that we're pretty much playing the same fucking game. CEO should be with the EVPs. Interesting. As we get a big pop for Eddie Kingston, folks. So we got trios action coming up next. Who you taking? Are you taking the makeshift team of Penta, Eddie, and Pac, which I love, against the Elite, who are gonna win? It's the Rainmaker. Bucks for the win. Okada could have helped Top Flight. Oh, that's so rough. The Elite for the win. We almost had a backslip. Riho is a former AEW champion, and Willow beat her in Japan. Not horrible launching points, easy wins, builds resume. Mark, no, I'm sorry. Riho being a former world champion, because you booked shitty in the past and Riho was able to lead your division poorly, doesn't mean I give a fuck about you fighting her now. I don't, and I will not be convinced otherwise. You need name value. You got to look at, on your roster, and who brings you the biggest potential interest. Riho is not it. Willow, there's a history there. But Willow, to me, is something that can happen later. I think you need a bigger jump-off point. And if it is going directly after Toni Storm, then fucking so be it. You are the biggest name in the fucking company right now. They built all of this around you. Go right after the heart of it. Go right at the jugular. Take over the division. Don't fuck around with Ring of Honor talent or low-end talent that we barely give a fuck about. You have to be in the ring with somebody we equally give a shit about, or it doesn't work. Look, Red Penta. I wonder if we get Black Penta. Well, we got red right now. MJF will be back at AEW Dynasty. Robert, interesting. I have not heard that reported officially. Very curious, perhaps. But Pac is back. Thank you, Casey. Thank you. Okada gets the pin. Let's move on. You're not wrong. Jamie Hayter versus Sasha. I'm in. There's a name. And again, maybe not the most world known, but in your world, in your realm, Jamie Hayter, Thunder Rosa. I would argue that maybe you could do something with Serena Deeb, just because we haven't booked Serena Deeb into oblivion. Like, Serena Deeb comes in with reputation, another former WWE talent, to me, and then you're going to maximize the match you get as well. But that to me is name value, right? Thunder Rosa stepping up and saying, wait. I never lost my belt, and you think you're going to come in and just run this division, run this company? And they have a little. That's, to me, better. Elite for the win. Is anybody picking Eddie's team? Did anybody pick Eddie? Where's Nick when I need him? Elite for the win. TK is throwing his big guns in the first hour. What TK going to do for the second hour? Well, he better have some tricks up his sleeve, and I'll be very curious how this match maintains or fails to maintain a rating. I'll be very curious about that. Bruins are going to lose the next 10 games in the Garden. It will curse. I fucking hope so, because I think we'll be seeing you in the playoffs, my guy. Elite for the win. Crowd sounds lit. The crowd has been energized. The electrified. See, if a few times earlier, I thought maybe they turned up the volume, but no. The crowd's clapping. The crowd's loud. The crowd's into it. Again, good job. They hyped up the show. They got asses in seats. Maybe not as many as they wanted, but it's a bigger crowd, and they were jazzed for tonight. Out of the gate, you get Sasha. Then you get a world title match. Now you're getting a trios match with, in this world, relatively big names. I think the crowd's into this. Pac should have the international championship. My only thing with Pac is Pac has got to be around. I don't know what the long-term strategy is with Pac. If Pac is staying, Pac can go after any belt he wants. He can challenge the world champion. He can challenge the IC champion. He can challenge the TNT champion. Pac, I'm a fan of. I like what he brings to the table. His problem, some of it his fault, some of it not. But the in and out of his AEW career has been rough. The Elite for the win. Nobody taken as, everybody kicks Eddie. Team Eddie. There you go. Danny D. There you go. Thank you. Shopping time. Yeah, no shit. There's one Pentaton. Elite for the win as we go to pitcher, ladies and gentlemen. This show rolling on. The Young Bucks are in control, and I will remind you again, we are back at this tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. We're here all the damn time. We watch more live wrestling than anybody else out there. Make sure, if you're watching us right now, I should have 130 likes on this video, and I should have 130. Well, I mean, that's a little. Whoever's not subscribed should subscribe. That's what I was going with. I guess I can't have 130 new subscribers because some of y'all been here for a minute. Red Penta versus Red Nick. I like it. I'm in. Omega versus Okada. We got to get Omega back on the men. I don't know how close Omega is with, his health. Obviously, his health is a priority. He's got to be in a good place. Yes, you have potential for Okada Omega, Ospreay Omega, Pac Omega again. Like, there is not a lack of talent here. You have a lot of options. You even have a guy like Takeshita in the mix. But if you're going to overuse people that don't draw money, Riho, Jericho, the Bucks, if you're going to overuse those people, the company's never going to grow. You have to use the people that people want to see. Eddie Kingston, great example. I know people want to talk about his physique and such, but he's interesting. He brings eyes. Omega brings eyes. Ospreay, well, according to last week, maybe not as many eyes as we hoped. Young Yucks and Confused Okada for the win. There you go. Riho plays into her New Japan story, helps the global appeal. You're trying to build your business in the U.S. Yeah, the global appeal is great, but is Riho a global star? No, that's bullshit. Sorry, Mark. It does not. I don't buy that for a second. Elite for the win. Okada has the most beautiful drop kick ever. He's got a good one. I'll give him that. Does get pretty parallel to that mat. Pac the Bastard is awesome. Bring back. Yeah, I like him. I'm happy that he's back in the mix. I want to see what they do with him for sure. Like I said, there's not a talent problem in AEW. MJF arrived. Hold on tight. Okada looks so bored. He's just collecting a paycheck. That's when you get people like Sasha, John Moxley. You see it with Mox all the time. Mox does not give two fucks. None. Because it's just ching. This man's going to pay me a whole lot of money to show up every once in a while, do nothing. I don't have to sell. I don't have to push. I don't have to work hard. I barely have to break a sweat. I get to bleed. And I get paid bank. FTR, another example. FTR has been mailing it in since they re-signed with AEW. And I'd love to argue anybody on that. I know they're the best tag team in the world. They've been mailing the fuck in since the rivalry with the Bullet Club. They haven't done shit. And their matches haven't been solid. Okada has one of the most slappable faces I've ever seen. I would argue the two guys next to him might compete. I wonder if Pac's injuries will force him to be in tag matches for a while. Perhaps, and I'm okay with that. As right now, we come back from commercial break. The Bucks are in control of Kenny. Actually, Okada and one of the Bucks is missing. Exploder! Don't get me twisted. No Riho fan, but I understand why they push here. Yeah, I mean, the Kenny Omega connection, I get. Build global appeal. Again, you need, I get it. And I understand what you're saying, Mark. And I'm not trying to, shadow box with you, my friend. I just don't believe that Riho has global appeal. I don't. I don't even think people in Japan give a fuck about Riho. Right? If it's not, oh shit, Sasha is going to take on Julia. That would blow the world up. That would have international appeal. Having a girl around just because she's friends with Kenny Omega and some weird unknown level, we're not sure what they are. Yeah, I don't get it. I want a face-to-face between Okada and Eddie Kingston. Why, Damian? Okada don't talk and Eddie never shuts up. That'd be a weird one. As Eddie getting worn out in the corner. Not a bad match, though. Okada and the Young Bucks are playing well together. Yeah, as they should. Belly to belly. Okada is ridiculously resilient in his matches. Okada is the Japanese John Cena. As Penta gets the tag and is on fire, we get a sling blade. Another sling blade. Oh. Okada threw the roll up into the double DDT by Penta. And I'm a big fan of Penta. I like a lot of people in this match. It's funny. Oh, going for the... I like that. Penta going for the backstabber, and Okada wouldn't let go. Tags in Pac, though, and down goes Okada on the drop kick. MJF arrives at WrestleMania 40 or SummerSlam. I don't... Oh! Both men up over in stereo. Down go the Bucks. Penta and Pac in control. That would blow it all up. What would you say as an AEW fan if MJF walked out? I don't believe it. I do not believe that Tony Khan wasn't smart enough to give that kid a truckload of money. $450. Okada breaks it up on the 2 as Pac almost gets the pin. Matt Jackson looking more and more like Matt Hardy every day. I like that one. Facts. Bash 8, I guess he started drinking early in the night. All right. MJF is not going to WWE, not for years, if any. Never say never, man. And I'm telling you, there's going to come a point for MJF, especially because he started so young. What more can I do here? I've been champion multiple times. I've done this. I've done that. I've wrestled them. He will get to a point, and I'll guarantee it, actually. I will put solid prediction out there. You will see MJF grace a WWE stage someday. Jay White versus Okada would be lovely. As Pac with the shoulder. Flips in. Swing and a miss by Okada. Step up in Zaguri, taking him down. Oh! And now we're just getting all the finishers. Canadian Destroyer, super kick. The match is broken down. The ref has no control. What are we going to do? Eddie hanging up Nicholas on the rope as he wraps his hand in a belt. Darby and Jay White later. It's going to be a fun one. I am actually looking forward to this. And if anything, Darby, Jay White. I mean, if it is Darby, oh, big low blow. Okada setting it up. Rainmaker. Calling for the ref. 2, 3. Not a bad match. Not a bad match. A heel finish. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with what just happened. Danielson, Ospreay, listen, I got jazzed when they teased this. And they did it well. They didn't really it didn't have to be some big old brawl and some, jumpings or anything like that. Just a stare down leading into promos. Build this up. Danielson, Ospreay at Dynasty is going to be outstanding. As Okada standing over Eddie, he wants that gold. He wants the Continental Breakfast Championship. Rocco doesn't even care about AEW. If Rollins and Rhodes wins night 1 with no bloodline, for night 2, I can see Tonga helping Roman. Right now, Rocco, my prediction is the bloodline wins night 1. Stack all the deck, the whole deck, stack it all on the hero. They lose night 1. And it leads to night 2 where it looks more hopeless than ever that Cody can win. So coming up, we will hear from Ospreay as Okada and company as we head to commercial break, folks. No Ospreay caught my I never seen a wrestler with so much speed and aggression. The guy is a complete monster. Malik, thank you for that one. Ospreay's great. Intensity. He believes it. He loves it. He's authentic and he's athletic. He's talented. It's a big signing for AEW. They got to make it count. And I don't want to see Ospreay, again, like we talked about Sasha Banks, taking on lower to mid-card people. Great. I understand there's history with Kyle Fletcher. What a wonderful match that was. They overachieved. They killed it. But if you're going to make Ospreay relevant, he's got to take on the Danielsons of the world. You think Danielson will ever have a run with the belt? I don't. I think that he could have. He should have. An extended run with Bryan as the champ might have helped the company. It might have helped the viewers. Might have helped the ratings. But Danielson, at this point of his career, to his credit, I don't mean this is a total bad thing, is he's so selfless that he just goes under to everybody, just goes through the motion. He gets to book his dream matches where he beats up on, Japanese talent and talent we've never heard of. But when it comes to the actual AEW talent, he's consistently putting the other talent over. Don't mean that as a criticism. Sometimes I don't think it's best for AEW business, but I don't think Bryan's going to have a title run. If he's true to his word and we're going to lose, he's going to step away from consistent full-time in-ring performing, it might be a little tricky. You have a temporary run, but then what do you do with the shit that's actually relevant right now? I want Swerve to have a run. I want Swerve Ospreay at All In, which could go either way. Then you have pay-per-views right after that to solve some problems. We'll see. It doesn't matter what you do in Japan. It matters what you do in AEW. Facts. This has been something we talked about a lot. I don't care where you're from. And I don't mean that like disrespectfully, but I don't care what company you were in. I don't care what you did in WWE. I don't care what you did in New Japan or AAA or CMLL. You got to convince me here and now that you matter, period. We talked about it recently with Ice Cube or O'Shea Jackson Jr. Like, he's not wrong. And fans were mad at him for having a feeling. That's what blew my mind, right? Like, I think they could do something better. I want to like this show. How dare you not like it the way it is? Like, oh, fuck, Jesus Christ. Pac does have charisma ever since he came back. Pac is great. There was a time in WWE that Pac was the best heel in the entire company. He was strapped to the 205 division, but he was the best heel in the entire company. And then he walked out, and rightfully so. I'd rather see Monet and Shida. Ding! Mark, I'd accept that. Former world champion, a better wrestler, and physically looks like she can go. As we are back from commercial, we are getting a package about the I Quit match we're getting next week, I believe, in Toronto, my neighborhood. Oh, it's March 20th. Is that next week? Yeah, that's next week. Next week in Toronto, I Quit, Adam Copeland versus Christian. And as much as, listen, I don't want to look a gift horse in the mouth. Sorry, Aubrey. But I'm not sure why this wasn't, unless there was a medical reason, why was this I Quit match not a part of Revolution? I get it. Again, is Tony just going to continually book his shows geographically? Oh, Punk's from Chicago. We'll book him there. Monet's from Boston. We'll book her there. Edge and Christian are Canadian. We'll book him in Toronto. We're going to Winnipeg. Give me Jericho. Give me Omega. You can't always geographically make your booking make sense. I'm a little surprised because I think Revolution would have been a better pay-per-view if you had the I Quit match on at Revolution. You know what I'm going to be say we need? Ryback. Nobody needs Ryback. Not even people in his life. nobody needs Ryback. Riho is the biggest joke AEW ever pushed on us. Listen, I'm sure she's a sweet girl. I'm sure she tries really hard. As here comes Adam Copeland. I lied. Here comes Will Ospreay. My head was still back in Toronto. But here comes the Billy Goat. Yeah, you know what? I mean, again, it's just how you pushed her, how you presented her. What's up, KJ? We got Derrick Henry in free agency. He is going to the Baltimore Ravens. All right. Just like WCW in the late 90s, big money, then all over a few years later. The thing that Vince Russo, WCW, ECW, a lot of things that were really exciting in the 90s proved is you can't just ride the pop forever. You can't. If you don't have substance, and I hate jumping ECW in there, but that's the perception. But WCW in the late years, they went for the pops. If you just go for the pops, right? Just like AEW, all of a sudden, oh my God, Hogan's here, big pop. Oh my God, Nash is here, big pop. Scott Hall, big pop. Pac, big pop. You're right, but you can't ride that wave forever. So when all the pops are gone, now you're looking for substance. The pop is great, but if there's no butter and salt, it's just pop. So many divisions in AEW need attention. The trios titles are irrelevant. The tag titles are irrelevant. Tony can't again, you're not wrong. As everybody chanting go. And Ospreay having fun. I love this guy. AEW moves are so hard to predict because it's not in business to make money. That's the unique thing, right? Because the priority isn't the bottom line, because Tony's like, fuck it. Clearly, they lost a whole bunch of money in 2023. Tony hasn't put his, still has money to spend. Fuck, throw some money at it. We'll make this work. Who doesn't know who Will Ospreay? I don't know. That's a very good question. I think a lot of people, especially now, know who he is. If you're a wrestling fan, you have an idea. I would argue there's probably a good amount of people in the WWE universe that don't know him. And I think that's part of why he did not go to WWE. WWE would have given him less money. Yeah, you got to go to NXT. You got to have an NXT run. We got to build you up. And he was like, no, bruv, I get to go sign here for more money, less dates, and I'll be right at the top of the pile, bro. Only brought up his name one time. I was joking. I figured you were joking, sir. Absolutely. And I got no problem with that. I don't think anybody on this planet has any interest in Ryback in any way, shape, or form. And if you do, all the power to you. Dale, how you doing? I'm not sure I said hi to you yet, but I hope you're doing well, sir. Lazy booking. This is a good one. Anthony, how are you? Anthony will be here tomorrow night for TNA, ladies and gentlemen. Poor Deonna Purrazzo. What happens to Deonna now? Deonna Mercedes should bang. I'd be in. Like that. Bailey and Tiffany are at AEW supporting. Bailey and Trinity are. I didn't think Tiffany was there supporting Mercedes. That's cool. Bro. Again, everything Ospreay does is with passion. He's all balls, right? Like everything's visceral with this man. Outside of Sasha, Ospreay, and Okada, don't feel like huge impact players. Just great stars that will cater to AEW fans, but casuals will not want something different. Or casuals will want something different. I'm okay with that, guys. And I think that's a bit of like AEW fans hurting AEW at times. I'm okay. Like you can be honest and go, we really love Ospreay, but he's not a global guy. Other people don't know him. Casuals might not know him. That's fine. But now you're in the building. It's Tony's job to take all these stars, all this talent, right? It's like having the Bulls. Then you got Jordan, you got Pippen, you got Rodman. You know, you got all these bodies. You got Kerr. You got fucking all-stars coming off the bench. But if you don't have a Phil Jackson to put it all together, it means nothing. So they have an all-star roster. Talent everywhere, bursting at the seams. But do you have the man that can turn them into champions, turn them into stars, turn them into household names? Or will they continue to cater to 800,000 fans a week? Aubrey's not a gift horse. I shouldn't have clicked that one. Penta Dark will be amazing in NXT, KJ. I don't know. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Penta. I just don't know where you go from there. Like, if I could see him in NXT at this point of his career. Oh, bruh. Listen, that to me was my favorite part of the show. Yeah, Joe and Wardlow, pretty good match. I kind of enjoyed it. I actually didn't mind the trios match. Got a little fucking, Bucky at the end. But man, that right there was my favorite part of AEW Dynamite so far. And this is a guy who comes in and says, watch, I will be a star. I will make this happen. Ospreay MJF, let's go. Again, the back and forth. The back and forth, the promo. Hey, speaking of Deonna, Anthony. It's believable. This is a great promo. He just murdered it. Genuinely not fucking around, just being himself. This is what the Young Bucks don't get. If you go out there and try and act, the fans will sniff it out, and it doesn't work. If you don't find a way to merge authenticity with what you're trying to present, you're never going to do it. You're never going to get over. You're never going to be strong. All right, so Deonna Purrazzo's not happy. I missed who. Did she challenge anybody? AJ, good to see ya. Great promo. Bruv equals yeet. I'm okay with that. AEW needs more of that. And I keep saying it, and some people are like, it's because you're a WWE shill. No, I get sports. I get entertainment. When you go to a show and you can participate and you feel part of the show, it's a better show. And if Ospreay's going to come out and have the crowd chanting bruv all the damn time, great. We need more than that. Having the fans, like, especially nowadays, half-ass a verse of Judas isn't cutting it. You need more of your promos to talk with the audience, involve the audience, pull them into what you're saying. And that it. Like, I'm dead serious when I tell you guys that Ospreay promo was my favorite part of the show to this point. I do not want to see Mox versus Ospreay. I don't, John. I'm sorry. I think Mox is on that very short list I have of people I do not give a fuck about. I have no interest in Mox. Mox going against Ospreay takes away, like what we just saw with Fletcher and Takeshita against Ospreay was guys that when they got hit with something, yeah, they pop back up and hit their moves eventually, but it looked like a battle. Mox doesn't sell anything, so it doesn't help Ospreay. But here comes Darby. I feel like his entrance is a little bit different. Oh, he's coming out as Dark Man. It's Donna. Okay, this new AEW is fire. What new AEW? Freebird, help me. If you are one of the 100+ people who are watching right now and you're thinking, new AEW, what is new? Sasha's new. Ospreay's killing it. What else? We still got the Bucks fucking around, doing the same old shit. It's right now, it still feels like the same old AEW to me. The crowd, though, I will say, when they have a good building, it really helps the show. MJF is not at Osprey level. Oh, Howard. I got a friend that wears a scarf on this channel. Would really be upset to read that. Osprey is on another level. I can't argue that. I think overall, MJF and him are neck and neck, man. I think they make a beautiful rivalry. I think that makes it like, I think two guys that can both talk, can both wrestle. I'd love to see it. Let's find out who's on what level. You have 3 matches that spanned over 8 months to a year. Money. That's how you build a business. Hey, my optional fireworks came back. Yeah, I got you. Deanna and Britt are teaming, aren't they? Oof. We'll see. As Darby still all bandaged up. It looks funny. Who you taking in this match, by the way? Darby or Jay White? Deanna's voice is crackling. She's nervous on a pre-tape. I have noticed that, but I have actually talked to Deanna away from everything, and she kind of has that tone to her voice. It's very interesting. Very soft-spoken, maybe a little nervous. Maybe. I'm loving AEW so far tonight. I'm with you. I've enjoyed it. I have little to no complaints, though I feel like we're heading in a weird direction because now we got Jay White and Darby. What follows this? Jericho? Oh, Jericho's going to kill the rating. I didn't know why I clicked on that one. Great tempo to the show. Yeah, good pace, good energy. It's what I always love. If I'm not bored, I can't really criticize too heavily. I'm not bored. I'm not upset. I think the pace has been good. The crowd is into just about everything that happens here tonight. You could hear the crowd losing their mind for Swerve when they were doing the pre-tape of the Bucks before their match. Deanna will be ringside for Maria May's match on Rampage. All right. Where's my buddy Anthony? Anthony, they're putting her on Rampage. I don't know what to tell you. Guns up. I swear to God, I'm going to get some predictions. Danielson needs to be in Osprey's level. Well, people would argue that Danielson is there and beyond. I think this is good. And I honestly think that Danielson and Osprey could have more than one match. As Darby from the top to the floor. It's Darby. Jay for the win. Jay not quite for the win. I'm going for Jay White. Jericho bathroom break. Oh, Jericho. What the fuck? Jay White for the way. Jay White for the win. Match of the night. We'll find out. Darby wins. Darby's got a death wish. I'm going with Switchblade. Excuse me, folks. Had to wet the whistle. Man, Darby is clearly still hurt. Yeah, you think? You think? Fuck. I slipped down the bottom 3 stairs the other day. I'm still feeling it. This guy jumping off ladders. I'm going Jay White. Jay White needs this win. Really? Definitely Darby for the win. Darby for the win. Jay should win, but Jay White. Darby. Is Darby the I like turtles kid? I like turtles. Switchblade. If you dare wear short shorts, near for sure. Who wears short shorts? Jay White is the perfect heel. Jay White is an amazing heel when presented properly. He's an outstanding professional wrestler. He's a hell of a talent. But Jay White is an example of a guy that came in and got nothing from the company that brought him in. You got to bring him in and make it feel purposeful. And Jay White being involved in the Bang Bang Scissor Gang, not great. Jay White not being a badass, not great. Jay White needs to come out and stomp some people's heads in, elicit a response, dig into being a heel, fuck over some baby faces. really, really level up. And he just hasn't been able to. Mariah May is the hottest lady in AEW. Sasha who? There you go. There you go. Darby for the win, says Danny D. Switchblade, I got that one. Jay White for the win. How long before Sasha gets stale? Like Jay White, Taya, Adam Cole, Britt, Edge, Rampage, Ruby, Miro, so on, etc. Again, this is the pressure. You want to tell people you're Booker of the Year. You want to pound your chest and make little comments. You want to go on every single media scrum and every interview and say, great, great, everything's great. We're great, great, great. Then you got to live it. You got to walk the walk. You got to talk the talk. And if you want to go on, and like I said, I think the best analogy I could give you is if you have a stacked all-star team, if you have, the Bulls, and you can't win with them, then what are you doing wrong? And that's the question Tony has to ask. He won't, and he hasn't yet. He's got the blinders on. But you have all this talent, and I cannot blame the wrestlers. I blame the creative. I blame the people putting the shows together. Even tonight, I'm a little intrigued. Did they book this incorrectly? We'll find out. I'm not sold yet, but did they book it incorrectly? I'm excited for Adam Copeland versus Christian Cage. I am too. An I Quit match. 2 vets, 2 pros, 2 Canadians in my hometown. Let's go. Let's go. Jay for the win. Darby is the #1 draft pick in 2024 death pools. Jay is definitely underrated, underutilized. And again, I don't want to beat this to death, and I think I always do anyway. But you got Jay White, and you bragged. Oh, you heard the AEW. Everybody read the comments from the AEW fans. Oh, Triple H dropped the ball. But when he's booked into the middle of your roster in a cluster that nobody's bought, like no one's rushing to get Jay White merch. Nobody's buying an extra ticket because Jay White's going to be on the card. Triple H shrugs and goes, did I really miss? That's the question. Ospreay doing big things. You got to keep him relevant. Jay's got to be relevant. You need all these people relevant. And why do you need them relevant? Because if you have irrelevant people fighting relevant people, a.k.a. Sasha Banks taking on Riho, you're killing both. You can't build stars against nobodies. He's a great storyteller, a great promo. They maybe could shorten some of the way they've presented that, but man, he can kill a promo, especially that New Japan press conference post-match. I'm just yelling all my feelings into the microphone. They're fucking great. Jay is definitely underrated. Got that one. Victor. You can't have big business without without the great one who has arrived. Victor arriving, throwing some dollars on the table. Folks, be like Victor. Hit that super chat, support the channel, and make sure your comment gets clicked. It's the only way to guarantee that we click on you. But yeah, Victor, welcome back, sir. Good to see you, and thank you very much for the super chat. White got jumped by the devil and his goons and never retaliated ever. Khan can't coherently book save his life. Oh, wait, Darby, Stun Dog Millionaire, up and over. Here is the thing. And I talked about it. Coming out of World's End, Tony did something smart. He opened the show with the Undisputed Kingdom. Then he had Jay White come out and just scream at him and cut a 30-second promo. I'm going to fuck you up. I'm sick of your shit. I can't believe you beat me up. You're dead. They all ran out. The two teams, Bang Bang and Scissor Gang, bumped into each other and forgot they all forgot. They all forgot. They were mad at the Undisputed Kingdom. Like right now, if you had Taven, Bennett, Roddy, Wardlow involved in these angles with the Bullet Club, with the Acclaimed and Billy, as you're waiting for MJF to come back, if they're just annihilating these teams that these, Jay wants to get revenge but can't, goes under, or they just keep teaming up on him. And eventually when MJF comes back, MJF gets to be the hero. Coffin drop. Springboard coffin drop. This is the quietest the crowd's been tonight. There you go. Thank you, Howard. Have fun and come back soon. Riho heel turn. What? Richard? What? Yeah. That's Nick's gimmick, but Jesus Christ. Not you, sorry. Jay White is definitely underrated. Got that one, I think, 3 times. Give me Jay White versus Swerve. Yeah, I'm down. If you put Jay White in good positions, he will deliver. He will be the guy that will give you a good match. This has been a good match. Oddly enough, when I feel like the matches are good, the crowd goes quiet. Like, oh, this one's good. They're actually wrestling. The crowd there is like, nobody's bleeding. I don't like it. You also have to have people who are relevant because this company has more injuries than anybody. You got to have backups. We saw what happened coming out of World's End. You lose MJF, there feels like there's this hole in the show, right? We talk about WWE, whether people want to hear this or not, really don't matter. Facts are facts. You lose CM Punk. Seth Rollins has to back off. And you still have so many other names to fill in those spots. Charlotte Flair goes down from 9 months. I love Charlotte Flair. I give her all the marks in the world. I'm a bigger Charlotte Flair fan than most people out there. But is anybody watching SmackDown going, fuck, I wish Charlotte was here? No, we're enjoying what we're getting. Wait a minute. Oh my God. What the fuck was the point of that? Darby just decides to do a coffin drop. Bring back Sammy, by the way, is the sign at ringside. I don't understand why the fuck you would do what you just did. Feel like, what was the point? Good match. Yeah, I've enjoyed the match. That coffin, is he going to get counted out? Oh, no, he's good. Just like that. Lickety split. Look at Chihuahua. Up and ready to go. Right into the Blade Runner. Good match. Horrible finish, but great match. You brought the fucking match to a complete halt to hit the finish. Not a great finish. Can't take the crash test. Twink serious. Tony really must have pulled his dad's checkbook out for Mercedes. If Okada got $4.5 million a year, what did Sasha get for 2-3 years? Have the AEW simps had their wet dreams come true with Sasha arriving in AEW? Vance! It was a very celebratory opening start to the show. I'm sure it was a very sticky start to the show for some out there, but I digress. Benjamin versus Josh Alexander, Ohio Valley Wrestling. I'm in. That sounds beautiful. So now we got Darby on his knees. Hope he got knee pads. And the Bullet Club standing over him as Ass Boys come out. All sounds inappropriate. And they jump Darby. Yeah, the bump, but I want the bumps to make sense. Like, I know when people are like, well, come on, KJ, Jeff Hardy made a career of it, and this guy and that guy. But I never felt as a fan watching Jeff Hardy jump off something going, yeah, I don't get why he did that. I get it. It's a high spot, and it's supposed to be risky. But it always was an attempt to, win the match, inflict pain on your opponent. It wasn't like, watch me kill myself. Am I wrong? Am I too old? I don't fucking know. I don't know. I struggle. I do. CM Punk is set to return to WWE March 25th. Yes, he is, Victor. And here come the Acclaimed. All right, this is confusing. So now we're going to get, I hope they dissolve the trios belts. Billy got there a little late. So the Acclaimed come to save Darby from their own faction. So now we might get a trios rivalry. I hope they dissolve the belts. Get rid of 2 separate trios belts. Jay White is 10 times the wrestler of the skateboard Allin. 100%. Technically on paper, and I get it. Darby's your little, fight from under guy. But Jay White should dust Darby Allin and didn't need that spot at the end. It should have looked like Jay White was the better wrestler and beat him. Not Darby fucked up and Jay White took advantage. As Billy Gunn letting Jay White know this is bullshit. Bullshit. Yep, they're heels again. Yep, they're heels again. So they're going to set up the trios match. There you go. Jay White laying out Billy Gunn. Now turn around, Acclaim. Move. Move. Why are you walking? Your boy just got smashed in the face. I'm afraid at some point Jeff will kill or cripple himself. Jeff, Darby, same idea. Like Darby, great. You can do all these bumps, but at some point, man, and the Bullet Club decimating the Acclaimed. And I'm okay with this. I'll be honest. The crowd is booing, and the storyline sucked leading into this. This is a chance to get the Bullet Club back over. This is a chance to have a little rivalry in your trios division, which is non-existent. I'm okay with this. Were they? Yeah. Again, it's literally, it's ADD booking. There is no focus, clear understanding, or direction of the booking. If you do not have a long-term plan, it's very evident. Yeah, and here we go. We're getting the right-off angle. They're going to break the guy's ankle, and everybody knows. He's told the whole world, I'm going to climb Everest. They're like, we'll break your leg. As they Pillmanize Darby. But good amount of heat for the Bullet Club. Yeah. It's WCW. It's week-to-week booking. I know sometimes people get mad at like the WWE, but even if the whole fan base loses their mind and everyone's like, I can't believe this happened. I can't believe Cody didn't win. We're going to quit wrestling. They have a plan, so they just keep fucking doing their shit. It doesn't change anything. When you lack confidence in what you're doing, you allow other people to dictate what you do. Now, we've had a good night of wrestling so far. A good Dynamite. I've enjoyed it. I think you might have blown your wad in the beginning, and I think that was probably poorly done because it now looks like Riho and Willow are going to be your main event of big fucking business. How? But now we get a Jericho Hook match taking on I can't even remember who they're taking on at the moment. My brain went blank. Somebody fill me in. I knew it 10 seconds ago. But you're going to end your show tonight. We're looking at the clock. 30 minutes left. You get Jericho coming out with a tag match with Hook. And then you follow that up with Riho and Willow. And unless you bring Monet back into it, which I still don't love, did you sell the sizzle and not deliver the steak? I don't know. I think tonight's been a really good show. I like what Bullet Club just did. But I wonder if the booker is fucking himself. On track for a women's main event. Yep, absolutely. Which, again, I have no problem. You guys have watched me, and Chris, maybe you haven't. Welcome to the channel. People have watched me advocate very hard for women's wrestling. I advocate for the idea that, I have no problem if we have, women's Royal Rumble, we'll have a men's one. I don't mind the equality thing. I think there's amazing women's wrestlers out there. I think when they're booked right and they're interesting, Like just what happened with Damage Control and Bailey. I was very into that story, waiting for the turn, waiting for the moment. When done right, it matters. The problem is it's not done right. And now you risk any goodwill and any faith that the fan base has in this show right now. You risk it going out the window with your final 2 matches. You really do. Short-term booking. Yeah, really short. I don't even know what's going on right now. Write him off. He already said he's climbing Everest. Yeah, you got a that's what I just said, right? You're gonna Pillmanize the guy, but we all know he's gonna climb Everest. I get it. I think that I don't know. Again, maybe I'm just old man yelling at cloud again, but I think that AEW doesn't believe enough in kayfabe. So you can blur things. You know what? Darby's gonna go climb Everest. He has a match. He loses. Go to Everest. Fuck. Every 2 weeks, maybe give us an Everest update with Darby. So then when he comes back, oh, we're getting Lionheart. Why the fuck is this man coming out to Lionheart? Jericho is not 20-year-old Jericho. Sorry, I'm off topic, but I fucking loathe this guy. And I still appreciate Scott for getting our t-shirt and Jericho on the same picture. But why is he coming out as Lionheart? Because he's hanging around with Hook? So I'm young in spirit, just like this upstart Hookie. Not the biggest reception for this guy either. Darby will climb with 1 leg. There you go. Yeah, I'm okay. I knew they were going to write him off, and I actually like the fact that they gave the Bullet Club some teeth. The Bullet Club got boos tonight. They need boos. This is starting to look like modern version of late 90s, early 2000s WCW. Maybe bring back Russo. I know people out there would love to see Russo come back. I know that's probably not a good thing. But here comes Hook. But yeah, I mean, again, when you don't have a good plan and you have too many people dictating what they will and will not do, it's very hard to grow your company. Too many heels. Who? I'm not sure who said too many heels. This company has way too many tweeners, and they don't have enough defined, clear roles. It's very important in storytelling. And you can ask anybody that's ever written a story. You can ask past wrestlers. I recently listened to Beth Phoenix talk about the importance of a good guy and a bad guy. Go watch WWE Rivals to see how important a good villain is to a good babyface. If everybody's a tweener, the crowd doesn't know how to behave. The crowd doesn't know how to act. So, ladies and gentlemen, up next, Jericho and Hook. Holy fuck. Can we just trade these guys to the bloodline already? This is new. But the Gates of Agony are coming out looking badass as they're about to lose to Jericho and Hook. As Jericho continues to milk the fucking heat off everybody. We need kayfabe to be a thing again. I believe there is a way to work kayfabe in 2024. And I know the spoilers out there, the assholes out there, they got to ruin everything. Oh, I saw so-and-so in the building. Shut the fuck up. I don't need to know. Let them come through the apron, then we'll all cheer and pop together. But I get it. It's the age of the internet. Everybody's got the information in their palm of their hand, and everybody's got to know everything right away. But I think lately, especially with the WWE, like if I was Tony Khan, I would be fucking with Dave Meltzer constantly. I would be feeding Meltzer so much bullshit to help my storylines. Oh, there's backstage fighting, EVPs. Everybody's mad at Nicholas and Matthew, and have fucking Meltzer go out and report like it's facts, like he always does. But I think the WWE's done a better job lately. Like you'll see it, like, oh, SRS will report, oh, Punk's not in the building tonight. Oh, no Punk. We can't find Punk. And then there's Punk. There is a way to work the dirt sheets. There is a way to work kayfabe into this. And I get it. Everything's not going to be as, we're not going to get the Undertakers anymore that live the gimmick, or the Sergeant Slaughters that live the gimmick. you are going to blur the line a little, but you can definitely work kayfabe properly. And it got to matter. You got to believe in it. If you're just out here, we're guys that do moves, it doesn't build the business. It doesn't build your business. It doesn't build excitement. As speaking of not building excitement, the crowd is dead. So the two least interesting matches on tonight's card are your two final segments of the night. Am I wrong? Anybody? Am I wrong? So Tony gave the fans what they wanted and broke up the Bang Bang Scissor Gang. Yes, he did, as he should. They sucked. It was not helping anybody. Much better to have a pure babyface acclaimed going up against a really bad, dickish Bullet Club. Way better, Real. And I hope you feel that way too, because I really do think that's what he should have done. They should have never been put together. They should have all been trying to kill the Undisputed Kingdom. But the crowd does not give a flying fuck about this match. Y'all remember that buzz that we had all night long? It gone. Bye-bye. I don't even know what that means, JV. Notice both the Young Bucks and Jericho forced themselves under the show. Yeah, I don't know. I guess. But the Young Bucks, I give the Bucks a little bit of credit. Okada actually helps the Bucks because I think everybody likes Okada enough that you're like, oh, Okada got the pin. You're like, all right, the Young Bucks are just wingmen. That's all the Young Bucks ever were, wingmen. The Young Bucks were never superstars. Yeah, they put some T-shirts in Hot Topic and people bought them not even knowing it was wrestling. But they've always been wingmen. They've always been support. They've always been secondary. And every time they get in the spotlight, they fuck it up and they're not good. So we're going to picture in picture. The gates of agony are in control. This has been, holy fuck. How do you shoot yourself in the foot during this show? The whole point of the Bang Bang Scissor Gang was to take down the Undisputed Kingdom, and they never went after them once. Facts. That's the issue. Your good guys need to chase the bad guys. Your bad guys have to fuck the good guys. And if nobody's doing what they came to do, the fans don't give a shit. So at least they're fighting each other now. That's the silver lining. We didn't get what we should have got, but we're getting this. I'll take it. Kayfabe is dead. Thank you, internet. Yeah, I mean, again, it's definitely at times completely on life support, and guys ruin it for themselves. But we've, like I said, we've seen athletes chirping at each other online. We've seen things that weren't real go out online that the companies or the wrestlers wanted to go out there. We've really seen it, and there is a way to work it, and I really like it. I think The Rock's doing a great job of working internet kayfabe right now. I'm going to go do a 21-minute tweet. It's working. There is a way to do it. There really is a way to do it. Jericho, this is not WCW. Fuck, it's not even WWE. It's neither. This is not ECW, my friend. Jericho thinks Jericho is fucking great. And I'm shocked Jericho's not involved with Ospreay yet. I'm shocked. Jericho for the win, though Hook should win, period. Hook should not be in a ring with Jericho in any way, shape, or form. Jericho's going through a midlife crisis. Jericho is doing everything Jericho can to hold on to his relevancy. And I think with each passing month, he's learning more and more he can't do it. He's getting less reactions. Less people are singing his songs. I know people out there, and I know one of our counterparts that do review shows. Oh, Jericho still got it. Jericho's still great. Jericho is oversaturated, overused. You put him in lucha matches where they got to slow down. Everybody who's ever paid attention to this channel for a second have heard me on this soapbox a dozen times. Jericho fucking sucks. Period. I love Jericho. Y2J was great. Jericho in WCW was great at times. But Jericho in 2024 is fucking awful. Awful. He's got to act like he's in his 20s because he's hanging around Hook. Well, that's it. But we've seen him do this with everybody. And Jericho has failed to get anybody over. Eddie Kingston was hot. Jericho ruined it. MJF's the only guy that survived it because it's MJ fucking F. But Jericho has sullied wrestler after wrestler after wrestler. And I remember the diehards. Oh, look, he put Action Andrade over. No, he let Action pin him. Then he set him on fire and kicked his ass in the back. That's not putting someone over. Jericho is not good. He was good. And Jericho booked minimally as a part-timer that comes in for serious angles with serious talent and gives good matches is valuable to AEW. Jericho's ego, like the Young Bucks' ego, like Tony Khan's ego, is the biggest hindrance in the growth of AEW. Hook got the hot tag, by the way, and he's just chucking these big Samoans around. This should have been a 3-second squash match on behalf of the Gates of Agony. The Gates of Agony should have destroyed these motherfuckers by now. Can we call this tag team the old guy and the kid? Northern Lights, though, beautiful. What faction is more over, Jay White's faction or Undisputed Kingdom? Can I say neither? Can I say they're at a stalemate? They're neck and neck. They're frozen. The supergroup storyline was pointless. It did. Again, when you do something without a plan, so you put it together and there's no payoff. They didn't have any big matches. They didn't take out any heels. They didn't have any rivalries. I think Hook just crushed his face. I think, yeah, Hook went for a belly to back, and it looked painful for Hook. Big knee. We got a two. Jericho is like an annoying piece of lint that you can't easily get rid of, unfortunately. Again, I think there's a place for Jericho, but Jericho's ego and Jericho's, that won't work for me, brother. Jericho has become the modern day Hulk Hogan. Right? Jera Hogan. We've said it a million times. As Hook's beating up both these men, Jericho pulling Leona to the floor. And here it goes. Oh, Khan's going to get choked out. We've already seen this tonight. Oh, he's fighting. And Jericho shows up for the Boston Crab. I refuse to call it the Walls. It's not the Walls anymore. That drop kick that he always does, looking weaker by the day. And the second choke out of the night, this big, giant Samoan dude just got choked out by a teenager. I never said that this about Hook. I think he's the most overrated wrestler in history, but he needs to win in 3 seconds or less. Again, Tony Khan booking because he booked him hot and heavy early, and it's faded off. Jericho and Hook, is anybody like, oh my God, what a good team. These guys are going to be champs. And when the inevitable happens and Jericho turns on Hook, does anybody give a fuck about Jericho versus Hook? It's Beth Hook. I still can't fucking believe Jericho called himself the David Bowie of wrestling. Actually, yes, I can. We got Kyle O'Reilly. He will be taking on the Bounty Hunter on Collision Saturday night, folks. Jarrah Hook for the win. Yeah, I hate that you called him that. Snooze match. Again, why are the last 2 segments of the show, even this little backstage with Kyle, the weakest shit on your show is the end of your show? You milk-bagged nothing. Here, Jericho has the crowd singing his songs. Babyface Jericho has White Zombie song. Nobody sings. Ass backwards. Look, with Jericho, Tony wouldn't let me change mine from Judas. That's bullshit. And Jericho, if Tony says, oh, don't change your song, fuck that shit. I want to be a heel. Nobody is singing along with me. Well, here's the Undisputed Kingdom. Well, at least Roddy and Taven and Bennett here to talk to Kyle. And they're wishing him luck. So I feel like we're going to get Roddy and Kyle for the IC title, which I'm okay with. So there's a tag match, and then Riho versus Nightingale. Think I'm done for the night. Keith, I think a lot of people are going to feel the way you feel, including my friend Boston out there. Oh, I feel bad for Hook. I feel fucking horrible for Hook. Hook's another guy that should have his bags packed at the door waiting to go to NXT. NXT would be amazing for Hook. It's bad Hook. It's bad shit. It's too many heels. It's too many factions. It's too many non-committal heels. It's too much flip-flopping. Too many useless factions. Let me put it that way, Malik. Too many factions that don't accomplish enough. Bathroom Break, Jobber Embassy, poor Embassy. They're so good. Big dudes should be kicking ass and taking names. They would do outstanding in a tag team division. The last 2 times I remember them wrestling, they lost to Darby and Nick Wayne, and they lost to Jericho and Hook. That's what you do to your monsters in this company. Oh, there's the CEO saying hello to Riho. So silly. Oh, wow. So you're telling me, and I want to see how the AEW fans, like the real skin marks, try and spin this. You have a show that you've hyped up for weeks. You got the biggest crowd for a Dynamite in a hot minute. And you are going to main event Willow and Riho. Not because it's women. Not because it's, it is what it is. But what the fuck are you thinking? That Jericho match was awful. Shouldn't have happened. Shouldn't have been on this card. It's a waste of time. You're wasting Hook. You're wasting the Gates of Agony. Jericho needs to go the fuck away and take a break, take a vacation. And your main event is Riho versus Willow. And your big business. That's big business. Jericho and Punk go to the same gym. Do you want Alexis Bliss to return as a babyface or heel when she returns before SummerSlam? I think I prefer Alexa. I think I prefer her as a heel. But it might be hard to bring her back initially as a heel. I went to sleep. Right. Kyle should get a haircut because his hair is long. Fair enough. Sideburns. How did a 14-year-old Japanese girl, Riho, win the title? Again, preferential booking. And again, when you're not a good booker and you're not confident in your booking ability and you allow other people to dictate shit to you, you have Riho beating Nyla Rose. You have Riho trying to be the face of your division. No offense, Riho. I don't get it. I don't get it. Just when you knew it had happened. Again, you bring in this mega star. Does she pick a fight with Deonna Purrazzo? No. Tony Storm? No. Does Serena Deeb come out and say you're not welcome here? Does Thunder Rosa show up and say, how dare you think you're just going to come in and take over? No. But Sasha's going to be intently watching the Riho Willow match. She might be the only one in the fucking building intently watching this match. As we got more Hook and Jericho. Lion Hook. Oh, that's good. I like that. Can you call us Lion Hook? Jericho doesn't work as a baby face. Nobody likes you. Main event gonna suck. Facts. MJF can't heal and come back to shake things up fast enough. Greg, man, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the show. I could not agree more with you, my friend. They are missing a huge piece with MJF being out. They really are. They need that man's back quick. Let's do it. What a fucking horrible ending to that promo. That interview ended so shit. Jericho said a bunch of shit nobody cared about. Hook went, oh, fuck, let's do it. Hook looked like an upset teenager when you told him to finish his vegetables. Okay. Do your homework. All right. Give me a fist bump. Oh, fuck. That was so awkward. What are we doing? And here comes Willow. Brought out to the ring by Stat and Bibbins. Oh, poor Statlander. Do you remember when I thought she was going to do big things? Yeah, how the fuck is this the main event of Big Business? I don't give a fuck what the angle is. I don't care. I just want to turn it off. Like, I don't care. I'm getting a Ring of Honor match to main event Big Business. Penta should go. The same people that are going to praise this shit are the same people that were mad about Nia and Rhea main eventing in Perth. It's fucking baffling. It's Riho! Woohoo! They should be kicking ass and taking names, but they're getting their asses whooped and taking shame. Oh, I'm not going to read that. It's Riho. Yes, it is. I mean, if you look at NXT last night, ending stuff was Roxanne promo and then Trick segment, and it was way better than the last portion of this show. Facts, right? Facts. Like, you ended the show on a very interesting thing. Like, right now, if Mercedes Moné was standing in the ring, we'd all be on the edge of her seat the way we were earlier. What is she going to say? What is going to happen? Right? Just like Trick last night. Trick comes out, delivers a promo. Good night, folks. And then we go home. The ending to NXT was definitely better than what we're getting here. Sorry. It's Mercedes. Again, why would you look at your fucking roster and go, okay, we're bringing in a superstar? Who should we put them with? Fuck. I told you my take on it to save the show, but my comments goes lost in the array of the wonderful comments. Fair enough. Remember, super chat, super stickers if you want to stand out. She slept with Omega. That's not proven. I don't know what the story between her and Omega is. I really don't. I don't know if they were together, not together, if they're just friends. I don't know. I don't care. Book better. The main event gets 10 minutes, hopefully at least 5 overrun. This match doesn't need a fucking overrun. The crowd is quiet. They lost the crowd in the first half was good. Second, it's been a snooze fest. I'm going to give them, Cal, to be nice, I'll give them a little past the halfway point. I think I was good with the show up until Jericho. And then everything after Jericho just fucking sucked, including his backstage interview. Call us Lion Hook. Yeah, fuck off. They're doing those video packages of Willow like she's done big things, then keep her on Ring of Honor. That's the problem with what's happening right now. If Willow was your just studded baby face, week in and week out, she was coming out to the ring and getting wins. And the crowd was behind her and they all like her song and she gets them all clapping. Then when you say Willow's going to fight Sasha and they have history, now it matters. But we've watched her fuck around with Bibbins and Ring of Honor for what, 2, 3, 4, 5 months? There's no substance. I want to see NXT heel Alexa Bliss. Why NXT? Oh, you want to see that version of her? Yeah, I'm okay with that. They said Omega dated Riho and Shida. Who? All right. Well, just because he dated them doesn't mean I have to fucking watch them on my TV. Though I do like Shida. If this was Shida Willow, I'd be happier. I am definitely having a feeling that we're going to see Red Dragon back as well, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. I don't know. I know Fish got himself in some heat with AEW for some of the comments he made, and some of the issues he had. I don't know. I feel like sometimes things have a life expectancy, and they happened, and they're gone, and you never get them back. And I don't know if any of that group of from the Undisputed Era are ever going to get it back the way they had it once upon a time. Right place, right time, right presentation. I don't know if they ever recapture it. And I don't even know if Bobby Fish is a guy that I'm like, oh, wow, Bobby Fish at this point in my, life and his career. Fast show tonight. Overall, pretty good pace to the show. Yes. I care about Hook versus Jericho. I'm looking for an emoji to signify you're being sarcastic. I have no interest. Bobby Fish wears the line. I still remember that in TNA wrestling. Penta should go to the main rooster, and Andrade brings him out. There you go. There you go. I better not see Mercedes' first match in AEW against fucking Riho. It's one of these two women. Now here's the catch. Both these women are baby faces. Willow's an uber baby face. Riho is as baby face as it gets because nobody's going to boo the little girl. Mercedes right now, as it stands, very baby face. Am I being picky, or am I just wanting things to make sense? So if Willow turns tonight, starts beating up Riho, Sasha comes to her aid. Now you got heel Willow with Bibbins taking on babyface Sasha. We're gonna get a tag match, Sasha and Riho against Willow and Statlander. Oh, the box office. The box office. People are going to be lined up around the corner to get tickets for that shit. Tell me when I'm wrong. This is them saying Mercedes is changing women's wrestling. Yeah. Right here. Next week, Okada versus Kingston for the AEW Continental Championship. Eddie, you held those belts well, my guy. Kiss them goodbye. So Jericho versus Hook next week. Fucking stupid. This is the biggest problem with AEW is AEW is in AEW's own way. Next week on Dynamite, we'll hear from Mercedes. Oh my God. Riho got Willow up and over barely. Are you interested in Athena versus Shida at Supercard of Honor Women's Championship KJ? On paper, that sounds fun. Yeah, I didn't know that was happening. Shida is on Ring of Honor? Yeah, I got this. Oh, fuck's sake. I quit. Riho wears too much diaper. Maybe I'm just not like, I don't know. I'm not an anime mark. I'm not, I don't get this. As Willow just pounces the shit out of this little girl, but then jumps on the ground. Like hit, love the show, but gotta go. Later, Roddy. KJ, your logic sometimes is just fucking incredible. Man, I don't know if I'm the most logical dude in the world, but man, thank you, Polo. Thank you. I don't know if I'm making any sense. Fans are not into women's matches. That is not true. Fans are not into bad women's matches. Fans are not into bad women's booking. We're getting a This Is Awesome chant. I quit. The fuck? What is awesome? So I guess Eddie is dropping. Yeah, it feels like it. Why not do Okada and Kingdom at Dynasty? Or Okada Eddie at Dynasty. Dragon Suplex. What a match. What about a series of barely? I can't. I can't, guys. Willow's dead. Yeah, it looked like it. Like we just got a series of almost missed moves, and the fans are, this is awesome. Like, stop trying to will something to big business. Shake my head. This show sucked. Same old bullshit. I don't think it lived up to its name, and I think it was booked backwards as always. Get Jericho away from Hook. We got Hook looking like Lou Ferrigno here. Let's do it. You're not wrong, Lady B. You got to get Willow. I'm sorry, you got to get Hook away from Jericho. It's fucking brutal. Oh, we've tagged up together and we won a match. Can we fight each other now? Why? Are you together or are you not together? What the fuck is happening? Riho slides through. Oh, no. We got a gut wrench. Oh, big power bomb. And that's it. 1, 2, 3. Lickety split on the hour. Did Riho beat Statlander last week? Yes, she did. Yes, she did. Everything in AEW is short of expectations. They're selling the sizzle, not the steak. These people in this company will chant this is awesome for anything. I'm sorry. That was not a great match. DVR just quit. TK doesn't third. Yeah, we're still going. I'm assuming we're going to get Sasha. Smile Mark, I wondered the same thing. Didn't want to talk about it. You were supposed to build up Mercedes through the night and then have her close the show with everyone chanting CEO, CEO. Dumb. You're making me hungry for steak. It's all pop and circumstance. You're not fucking actually delivering anything. Tony, lights out, lights out. Lights out. And Julia Hart's here. What the fuck? And Sky Blue. Chop block. Let's end this with our TBS bullshit. Folks, I'm struggling. She did too much selling for a 90-pound woman. Facts. And again, you see these moves and people are like, oh, that was amazing. Willow barely got over on these moves. Here comes Sasha. This was your big setup. Why are you posing? There goes Sky Blue. And we got a showdown between Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné, and Julia Hart. See if she can pull off this finisher. Not bad, not bad, not bad. And Willow waiting. Big CEO chance. So Willow giving Sasha some love. To me, Mercedes Moné is indicative of everything AEW is. A whole lot of fucking paint and makeup and fluff, and not a whole lot of actual substance behind it. Am I wrong? Am I bad for saying that? It's all about you built the chant into the fucking theme song. 8 out of 10. Yeah, give us our rating. The show is coming to an end, ladies and gentlemen. Sasha's still the show's still going. Sasha's still in the ring. So, what was the point of the Willow Riho match in this whole situation? We're still good. Yeah, I don't like the finisher either. Mercedes was looking good. Meh. Sorry, I'm still stuck on the CEO. Julia Hart is the other Riho. What in the fan faction is going on in creative? So what are we going to get? Sasha and Willow versus Sky Blue? And Sasha hugging the peeps, hugging some fans. No Deeb. No Deeb. No Tony. Oh, guys, we started with so much energy and so much optimism. And I know Tony Khan right now is patting himself on the back, saying that was great. We did great. Great. Things are great. Wonderful. Great. Here's why I think I can be critical of this. Because in my head, I envision what they could have done instead. And I think it works out better. I think if you teased Mercedes all night, you started off so well. That car pulls up. The Maybach's in the building. Clip away. Oh my God, is it her? Is it her? Maybe you have a couple moments of like you're interviewing a couple people in the back, and then as they're talking, they freeze and they're like, oh my God, it's her. But you don't show who her is all night long. You even have the announcers talking about it. Oh, we might have somebody in the building. And then at the end, you have the moment you had at the beginning where you bring the women out, you bring the woman out, Mercedes comes out, everybody goes crazy. And then you can have your lights out, and then Julie Hart could show up, and Sky Blue, if that's the way you want to book it, though I probably would have done it that way. And then Willow comes out to help Sasha because they have history. They hold up each other's hands. We go home. And we avoid the whole fucking Willow and Riho main event, which I don't give a fuck who thinks that was awesome. It wasn't. It wasn't good. It was not a solid match. I don't believe in Riho. I think they did okay. It was a great Ring of Honor match, maybe. But that's my pickiness with this. At the end of the day, tonight's show was really, really, really good. And it had an opportunity to be great. You pitched us on it. You sold us on it. You talked about it. You hyped it. Big business. And for the last half an hour of that show, it felt like big disappointment. Now, all that being said, I will talk about the good stuff. The opening segment was jazzed, full of energy. It was good. I think Jay White and the Bullet Club being pure heels and turning on the Acclaimed works for me. Dissolve the belts. You only need one trios division. Wardlow and Samoa Joe wasn't a bad match. My only concern there is you just killed Wardlow. Britt Baker, according to Britt Baker, fans didn't want her around, so this is her proving a point. I miss Britt Baker. Please bring her back. I like Britt Baker a lot, so I'd be okay with that. 6.25 out of 10 knee pads. What else was good on the show tonight? I thought the trios match was fine. Didn't get overly stupid. And Okada getting the win makes sense. Sets up the match with Eddie. I'm okay with that. The Bucks are more tolerable as wingmen that just yap off. So I'll give them credit there. Tired of the entrance already. Yeah, it feels very Spirit Squad. Like it's like shoving the message down the throat of like, this is what you got to say. 4 out of 10. Not a fan of the show, of how it was booked. Ospreay was good. Ospreay was my favorite part of the whole show. Couple okay matches with a good one. didn't make me want to tune in Saturday. Ospreay was my favorite part of the entire show. I'm not going to lie. It really was the best part of the show. 4 out of 10. Wow, people not feeling it. Athena's in Ring of Honor. It's Britt. We wish it was Britt. 6 out of 10. TK's fucking it up. I agree. 7.5 out of 10. I want to hear the skid marks when they go live tonight on their review shows. And like, it was great. We loved it. It was such a good show. AEW's back. How? Help me understand. And then you'll tune in on Friday and go, this is all shit. This sucks. Nothing here is good. I don't get it. What am I missing? You got all this talent. You got all these people, but you just don't get how to put them in to the show and maximize who they are. That ending of the show didn't feel huge, didn't feel big. You were better off ending the show with the fucking Bullet Club standing over the Acclaimed. 8 out of 10 got Mercedes Moné and Will Ospreay, so you're happy. Wow. We went from out of the way to CEO. Okay. 4 out of 10 got that one. Bad furniture is going to hurt her. Whose young girls can't do that move. I don't like that finisher. I think you said furniture. But yeah, I don't like it. 5 out of 5. 5.5 out of 10. I'm tired of this entrance. Got that one. 6.75. 7 out of 10. CEO chants in the theme song, same as Ospreay. Subliminal messaging, right? Which I do say they need more of that. Solid women's match. Didn't need to main. Was the main event necessary for the story you ended up telling? No, it wasn't. It wasn't. You didn't need that match in that spot. You could have had a better main event and a better finish to your show if you booked better. 6 out of 10, 6.25 out of 10. Show was really cooking until Darby Jay White match. Yeah, that match was all right. I didn't hate it. It took a little while to get the angle, but I was okay with the angle. And then, yeah, the crowd never seemed to come back after that. And again, it's nobody gives a fuck about Lionheart Chris Jericho. Nobody fucking cares. Chris, if you can hear me, nobody believes you're 25. Nobody believes that you're going at a top level. Nobody believes that this is the best run of your wrestling career. Dear Chris, please stop. Take a break. Take a pause. And come back and do relevant things with guys that you can go with. Guys that you don't have to try and keep up to. And stop ruining the vibe, the shine that the young talent have. Stop sullying it. You do it time and time again. Just stop, Chris. Sting got no extra minutes. Sasha gets 5. There you go. There you go. And said nothing. Just danced. The CEO looking gorgeous tonight. Fair enough. Facts. That may have been the best description of this company I've ever heard. Thank you, Chair. I think, unless someone else said it. 6 out of 10. Where's Britt? As far as I know, Britt is just doing her thing. Again, I felt like, based on some of her tweets, it was almost like a fuck you to the audience. Oh, everybody was complaining you were getting too much Britt. Now, how do you feel? Well, we haven't got you in 14 months. The benefit of Tony Khan is he's paying you, so you're pretty happy. Like the entire show, Mercedes stolen. Another cringe ass dancing gimmick. That CO chant is fucking annoying. You do Joe versus Wardlow in the main event. This was a slap in the face of the AEW World title. Ricky, my guy. Like, seriously, if that was your main event tonight, and then after that match, you have Mercedes debut, works. And again, you can do the lights out. You can do everything that you built at the end, whether we like it or not. Let's just ignore our opinions right now. If you were going to go Julia and Sky Blue, the lights out, come out to go nose to nose, it would have worked better mid-promo. if Sasha's there being like, I'm back and I love wrestling and I love everybody and I can't wait to do this, even though I know that you know that I only did this for the money. Thank you. If the lights go out and then they pop up, everyone gets, oh my God. And then Willow comes out and now you've created some intrigue. Oh, wait, Willow's had issues with these two ladies. She has a history with Sasha. How can we put this all together? How can we make this work? That's how. But that main event, Wardlow getting choked out right away to start the show doesn't work for me, brother. Those CEO chants are as annoying as fuck. It feels like Spirit Squad. Facts. I agree. Sting deserved extra minutes and didn't get them in AEW. Yeah, I know that the sympathizers tried to make that go away, but they fucked up, and I don't care. Like the entire show, got that one. 7.5. You were wrong. About what, Robert? Not only did I offer an alternative opinion, I offered an alternative approach that I think makes you more money and keeps more people around. Because know how many people fucking turned off their TV when Jericho showed up? Know how many people turned off their TV when Riho and Willow were the main event? Lots. And we'll find out. We'll be here to talk about it. 3.5 out of 10. I'm going to go higher than that for sure tonight, though. Good night for AEW. Good. And that's where I feel like they get a lot of leeway. And everyone always picks on AEW. I actually think people are soft on AEW. Because if this was any other company, people would shit all over the bad booking. Bad business. Someone get Britt on the line. Stat. Let's go. Willow was so lucky that she defeated Riho, right? Rio's lucky that Willow didn't follow on her and break her neck a couple times. Need Jamie Hayter. She should be back soon, I hope. I'm going to say last call on the chat, folks. Get your final thoughts in. This show is so hard for me to rate. And I think I say that a lot with AEW because there is things in there I liked. I think Ospreay was the highlight of the night. I think overall I enjoyed the show. Good night, Brandon. 8 out of 10. I can't go 8, 7. I'm going to go 6.5. 6.5 out of 10 tonight. I just think the last half an hour of your show sucked. It really sucked. It was not good. It was predictable. It was poorly delivered. It didn't increase the excitement. You blew your wad in the first bit, and you never really recovered. You just kind of ended up snoring on the chest. And any dude out there knows what I'm talking about. Again, Tony Khan's trying to build everything on the pop, on the surprise, on the spike. Just build it with better substance. Write it better. Put it together better. 7.5 out of 10. Jarrah Hook. Jarrah Lion. Lion Hook. It's Lion Hook. Tell you what, if the main event was a number one contenders, yeah, that makes sense. At least that would have a little more validity to it. I give you that. Becky versus Nia, last man standing match, makes more sense as the main event because there's history. You built it up, and sorry, Becky and Nia are stars. Riho and Willow, are not. Period. Where's the damn rankings? The rankings are fading away because of a bad idea. 8 out of 10, CEO. No KJ. Sasha Mercedes loves wrestling, but she loves money too. And she took the check. Can't fault her. Oh, I don't fault anybody for getting paid. I don't. I know I just mocked it for being sarcastic about, I'm just so in love. Her ego tells me otherwise, but I will never knock anybody for their hustle. I'll never knock anybody for making their bank. The greatest chant is CEO, give her flowers. She deserves it. I don't know. So her feelings got hurt and she walked away. Yeah, pretty much. How was the episode? Lukewarm. Sasha showed up. Facts. All right. Wrestling for life over everybody. We appreciate that. Riho should go away, not go heel. First hour, 8 out of 10. Second hour, 4 out of 10. So a 6 out of 10. That is beautiful. I kind of agree with that, actually. I said 6.5. Can I give a bonus mark? Because whatever. But that is actually a great way to put this, Theater. is that the first part of the show was great. Opening match was strong. The trios match, I actually enjoyed the trios match. Osprey was great. I mean, we had a good log there, really good show. If Tony could just fucking get out of his own way, stop overbooking people that don't need to be booked, tell stories better, you have a banging show. You truly do big business tonight. 7 out of 10. Let's see if WWE SmackDown is going to do better in the ratings than this Dynamite. Richard, is that even a question? All this weird Rogan thing. Guess he had arrested. It's bizarre. I don't know what you're saying. 6.5 is good. They botch her at the end and they blew their load right away. Yeah, fair enough. The ranking system has clearly been dissolved. I feel Tony only brought it back to save face for shitting on Jinder's. I think he wants the ranking system, but people had to talk him out of it because it's stupid. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tap out. I'm going to say goodnight. But SmackDown got The Rock. Yeah, we're going to get The Rock concert. I wonder what's going to do better ratings. Felt less like big business and more like minor transaction. Yeah, it felt like, just close but no cigar. You end the night with Monet laid out in the backstage with a yellow leather glove on the floor, hinting it was Britt Baker. There you go. Set up the mystery. It was Maggie Simpson. But, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for joining me tonight here for Dynamite Big Business. Not a bad show. Not a horrible show at all. Pretty good. Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné, the CEO is All Elite. Very interesting. We'll see what this does moving forward. But we're back tomorrow. We're back Friday. We're back all week long. We're on the road to WrestleMania. We're on the road to Dynasty. We're on the road to so much else. But remember, folks, we watch more live wrestling than anyone else out there. We got more coming your way. Make sure you hit like, share, subscribe. Be a part of the family. Be a part of the shows. And until next time, I'll see you on the flip side. Dear Chris, quit.